Alright, Goodfellas RC Club back at you again with another real world honest review of a product. This one happens to come from Cow RC, one of my favorite maintenance companies that produce maintenance tools and equipment and stuff for your RC needs. Today we have their newer version of the Jet Blaster. This is the Turbo Edition. It's a little bit bigger around, quite a bit more powerful than the original. When you get this, it basically looks just like that. You got the rubber nozzle here on the top. It comes with another fan blade attachment for it, which I've used a couple times. It's alright. I really like this one. It puts out a good solid airflow to blow everything off I need. Just give you kind of a rundown. It's 120 volts, 800 watts at 60 hertz. It's 8 amp, 1.4 horsepower, 130 cubic feet a minute is the air that it's moving out. Now, I was skeptical when this came in. I was thinking, how much air can a little miniature size, basically a leaf blower, put out? Because there's no tank, there's no nothing. It's just blowing air. This thing just blew me away, literally. I mean, it was like, holy crap, that's a lot. Because when I kicked it on the first time, it actually kicked out of my hand to the side, and I was like, wow, that's a lot. So, give you a little rundown on the product. It does come with a nice heavy-duty cord. It is grounded, so it's a three-prong outlet. This cord is actually 12 feet long. There is a boatload of cord here, and it's plugged in up here at the top. You can't see that, but there's 12 foot of cord there, so you can basically work around your workspace with it. It's got a nice heavy duty on off switch here on the side. It's got a good grip to it, good handle. It's not heavy, but it's not light either. I mean, it feels solid. It doesn't feel like some cheap put together little marketing tool thing just to put out and, oh look, we got a blower. But honestly, this thing is pretty awesome. I had a couple people wanting me to do a little review on this, so here's what I'm going to do. I recently just got done running my Losi. My track is not nearly as dusty as it normally is, obviously, because the outside of the truck isn't coated. Anybody that's been down to my house to play around on my little track, they know it comes out of here pretty well filthy. But I got quite a bit of dirt down in here. Let me slide this over, zoom that in for you. I mean, it's coated in dirt pretty good. So what we're going to do, I'm going to reset this camera up over here and blow this dude off and let you see how it works. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's got basically dirt all over it, just sitting and stuff. And then I'm gonna also, I had a guy wanting to know if it would basically air dry his car off after he washed it. That way you get back to doing the maintenance and oiling and greasing everything in and everything. So I'm going to show a little bit of that, and then we'll get back with the wrap up. So give me a second here, fellas. Just real quick before I get to blowing, I just wanted to give you guys some halfway close-ups to show you how much dirt's sitting in this thing and how dusty and ate up it, how much basically dirt that's caked down in here and just sitting around on it and all that good stuff. Alright, let's get to blowing this dude off. Alright, good fellas. Got the camera all set up here. I got my Cow RC Jet Blaster here from the Maintenance King. Now, you might want to watch your volume on this, guys, so go ahead and crank it down before I kick this on. I'll give you a second. Alright, let's fire this thing up and check it out. As you can see, that pretty well took care of all the dirt on the chassis. Cleaned everything up pretty good. Blew all the extra loose particles and everything off. Got them all out of my receiver down here. Out of the fan on the ESC, and cleaned up around my gears and everything. So far, this thing's working out good. Next up, I got a slash over here. I'm going to get this out the way. I got a 2-wheel drive slash over here, set up with a Castle Sidewinder and all that good stuff. Guy wanted to see me get a vehicle wet, so we're just going to dunk this thing in a bucket and soak it down. So there's a bucket of water. There's your bucket. There's your slash. We'll just go ahead and get that good and wet. You know what? That ain't good and wet. Alright, hang on. That's the way we do this in Goodfellas. If you want to test a product, you got to get the whole thing wet, right? I'm pretty sure that qualifies as wet now. Just to give you an idea. That's pretty wet. So let's blow dry this puppy. Readjust this camera down here. Get my zoom back out. Get the truck back into view. There we go. Again, watch your volume, guys. I'll give you a second. Alright, let's blow this thing off. As always, what I always tell my friends, after you get done washing and drying your vehicle off and it's sat and it's dried, I go ahead and bring out the Moose Lick. I don't know if that focused. And it's a silicone lubricant, and I go ahead and coat all my bearings back over with it. The axles, anywhere that anything's moving, kind of keeps everything kind of rust free and just keeps everything nice and slicked up, keeps it moving. So there's the water blow off review part of it. Got this thing all slicked back in. It's ready to sit back on the shelf and be ready to go next time I need it. Be right back with you fellas. Let's get this camera set back up on the table. Alright, good fellas, we got this jet blaster here. You see me blow off the dirt and everything off of the car, so that way you can get into working on it without dealing with a bunch of grit and grime. You see me blow dry a car off, get it prepped and ready, washed up and cleaned up. There's not a whole lot more to say about it. I mean, basically it's a handheld air compressor. It puts out a boatload of air, and I mean a boatload. I'm thoroughly impressed. It sure beats waiting on that air compressor to charge back up and listening to it the whole time it's running, waiting to get your air pressure back and everything. This is instantaneous. You flip the switch, it's on. You got full power then. You shut it off, it's done. There's no after noise of it. Other than that, there's not a whole lot more to say. If you're into racing and stuff, this is going to be great pit side when you get off the track and everything's covered in dust and dirt and everything. You can blow it all off and get it out of your ESC fans and everything and get it away from your wheel bearings and what have you. Other than that, there you have it. The Jet Blaster Turbo from Cow RC. One other thing, there is a filter on the bottom of it, pops out. You can take that out, clean it if you need to. Just wanted to mention that real quick before we get out of here. Another thing is, my table, obviously it's a mess. You can kick this on and blow that table off, and you're back to having a nice clean workspace to work at. So there you have it. Cow RC, Goodfellas RC Club. Another honest review for you fellas.